Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriki and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
In the news tonight, retrial ordered in Bulitavu and Karuna Ratne's case. Methodist Church records highest collection. And road issues tops discussions between PM and villagers.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Former MP Moses Mbulitavu and businessman Jagat Karunaratne's convictions and sentences have been set aside and a retrial has been ordered by the Suva High Court. This after the High Court allowed their appeal against conviction and sentence today. The ruling also meant the men started once again thinking of their political future with the elections around the corner. Pranita Prakash with the details.
Former MP Moses Mbulitavu and businessman Jagat Karunaratne were handed custodial sentence by the Magistrates Court in April. In his judgment this afternoon, High Court Judge Justice Vincent Pereira noted a substantial miscarriage of justice in relation to the conviction. The judge said according to the charge and the evidence, the offence was allegedly committed jointly by more than one person and there was clear evidence that Mbulitavu and Karunaratne did not spray paint the alleged votes themselves. It is alleged that the two spray-painted votes in different places between Nosori and Suva with the seditious intention of bringing into hatred or contempt or to excite disaffection against the government. The alleged incidents occurred between the 1st to the 27th of August 2011. Meanwhile, after the judgment this afternoon, Mbulitavu said he will make a decision next week on whether to contest in the 2018 elections.
That was one of the reasons why we had appeal for the conviction at the Magistrates Court. But first of all, I'd like to thank the Lord for his provision and his favor and today. And thank our families back overseas here in Fiji, not forgetting my inmates, the former good prayer team back at the correction center.
Karunaratne said the experience in and out of prison has made him stronger.
Happy, and at the same time, I don't know what to say about, how can I compensate to the tears of my family.
Mbulitavu and Karunaratne have been ordered to appear at the Suva Magistrates Court before a different magistrate on the 24th of September. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The Methodist Church of Fiji for the first time has recorded a total of $1.9 million in levies since the new financial year began in June this year. Methodist Church President Reverend Epineri Vakandewavosa says this was then topped up with more than $500,000 collected from the week-long praise festival at Furnival Park last week. Savara Tambor reports.
The funds collected so far by the Methodist Church will go towards the mission and operation of the church. Reverend Vakandewavosa has confirmed not all members pay their levy, but he is happy about those who have contributed more than the levy.
The levies is not forced to the people. Some do not give the levies, but as a church, we go together. We encourage to carry together our burdens, our responsibility as a church.
Meanwhile, Indian Division Divisional Superintendent Reverend Emmanuel Ruben urges men to treat women as their loved ones.
Once you do that type of treatment, we will be able to get to that point where we want to say stop violence against women.
The church today ended its annual general meeting with discussion on solutions to social issues and financial issues. Savera Tambua, FBC News.
Out of the 30 new cases of childhood cancer recorded in Fiji every year, a 60% survival rate has been recorded. Dr. Miri Thagard, who works for the Pediatric Oncology Unit at CWM Hospital in Suva, says the percentage is good for a developing country given the last rate stood at 20%. Catherine Krishna reports.
In developed countries, the survival rate for children diagnosed with cancer is 80%, while some developing countries have only a 10% survival rate.
Our mortality rate in previous years was 70%, 80% when you were diagnosed with a childhood cancer. Now it's gone really down. Mortality rates are around 40%.
Acting Chief Nurse Margaret Leong says the difference in the survival rate is due to the services available to these children.
The difference is because of the quality of care that they're receiving, and also different treatments that are available in the different countries, and that's why we have a twinning program between Fiji and New Zealand.
Fiji has a twinning program with Christchurch Oncology Hospital in New Zealand, and so with that our survival rates has greatly improved.
The Ministry of Health is currently working with the Christchurch Oncology Hospital to further improve the survival rate amongst children in Fiji. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
The villagers of Nassau Vakarua received good news yesterday of a new access road to soon be constructed leading to their village. This after Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama visited the village and held a Talanoa session with road issues topping the discussions. Felipe Naikaso has more.
A 4-kilometer hike by horse or foot through the rough terrain is the only way to reach the Nassau Vakarua village, which for many decades the villagers have been doing.
We are asking if an access road can be made to reach the village, because the current road access only reaches a certain point.
After hiking through the terrain, I know the difficulties that you villagers are going through. We will assist in making an access road to the village.
Another concern that was raised by the villagers is the difficulty in transporting school children to and fro.
We know that RSLs are not being given, but only the license carrier, which we have already applied for and yet to receive any confirmation. This will assist us in transporting children to school.
Please, LT, see to it that a license carrier is issued, because they have already applied for it. So after this meeting, just go and see the LT rep.
Questions and queries that were raised by the Nassau Vakarua villagers have either been answered by the Prime Minister or the relevant authorities that were present here today. This is also the first time for Prime Minister to visit this village, which the Nassau Vakarua villagers are grateful for. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Still to come, childcare study to be rolled out by IFC and government. And Blackrock to be redeveloped into a regional training camp. Details after the break.
Bula, neva ngo malakai leloma, ngo ngai nakas ondo magrong ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa, ya ondo talita ina warong ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Gua do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Wana tunga ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere namalun.
Na vengo fani na tao ngo singa toka, kita ondo talita ka ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
The International Finance Corporation has revealed that when companies support childcare, their staff tend to be more productive, which in turn boosts profits. IFC's global report on this issue says the lack of childcare is a barrier for women's full and equal participation in paid work. Kelly Vadala reports.
Several companies around the country will be participating in a childcare study that will soon be rolled out by the International Finance Corporation and government.
We have evidence through some of our global work that women tend to be more present, more productive, more efficient when they have a peace of mind, and if their kids are well taken care of.
Stojkovic says policymakers are recognizing the importance of access to childcare for both economic and gender equality.
We work in many different areas to support women as employees, women as leaders, and women as business owners, entrepreneurs.
Employment Minister Chanu Samate has welcomed this initiative, saying it aligns with government goals.
One of our particular challenges in Fiji is to make sure that we can do two things. First of all, we want to raise the participation of women in the workforce. The other thing we want to make sure also, and this is a strong focus of government, is to have a strong emphasis on families.
The lack of good quality and affordable childcare for employees, particularly women, can translate into higher turnover and absenteeism, lower productivity, and difficulty recruiting skilled employees for companies. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Fiji's Blackrock Peacekeeping and Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Relief Camp in Nadi will be redeveloped into a regional hub for police and peacekeeping training, as well as pre-deployment preparation. The Blackrock facility is expected to deliver enhanced capability development and stronger interoperability between the Australian Defence Force and the RFMF. The regional facility will be funded through the Fiji-Australia Defence Cooperation Programme, which focuses on humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, maritime security, peacekeeping and training. Meanwhile, the announcement was made in a statement by Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama and former Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull. The women of Ravi village in Madhuwata are now equipped with the knowledge and skills to make shell-based jewellery to help improve their livelihood. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports the jewellery will be on the market in 2 months' time.
For the past 2 weeks, the Nabatundua Women's Club of Ravi in Madhuwata have been learning how to cut and make jewellery from half-developed pearls and pearl shells by an expert from Papua New Guinea.
Love and passion from day one. I could see in the ladies that were dedicated. And as the training went, I could see passion coming out of their eyes because they were seeing what they were creating. So all the pieces will come together and come out as a beautiful piece of jewelry.
The training comes following a partnership formed between the Women's Club, the Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research and the Ministry of Fisheries. It initiated in 2013 when the club started their half-pearl farm known locally as Mabe.
Mabe that were produced, they were being sold to another handicraft center. We would have also got the same handicraft center set up here, but the problem was that it's a remote village. We do not have electricity here, and most of the tools require electricity.
Now with the half-pearl farm going well, the women have been taught how to make money from it to improve their livelihood.
I thought we could only use mabe. However, now I know that I can use other seashells and sell it to earn money from.
At the end of the 2-week training, the women were given 8 sets of manual shell cutting and carving tools to help kickstart their business. Eleanor Tarangaivu, FBC News.
The Tapu Foundation has donated a total of $150,000 to 30 selected charities and development initiatives. The charities include special schools, youth champions, old age homes, health missions, orphanages, children with cancer, survivors of domestic violence, Kavananga South Sanatan Dharm School, Singatoka Methodist College and others. Chairman of the Tapu Group of Companies and Tapu Foundation, Kanti Tapu, says in order to assist them in their work, each beneficiary received $5,000. Tapu says the donations are a tribute to his father, Kanji Tapu, for his hard work. And turning overseas, Australia has yet another Prime Minister after the Liberal Party picked Treasurer Scott Morrison to replace Malcolm Turnbull. Morrison becomes the 6th Prime Minister in 11 years.
A defeated Malcolm Turnbull singing the national anthem as the Australians brace for yet another leadership change. Turnbull stood down following a vote of no confidence in his ability to lead the party to the next election. Taking his place will be Treasurer Scott Morrison, who won the vote in the party room meeting 45-40 against Peter Dutton.
I, Scott John Morrison, do swear that I will well and truly serve the people of Australia in the office of Treasurer, and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Australia, so help me God.
The Deputy Liberal position will be taken up by Victorian Josh Frudenberg.
In sports later with Jamie, first slide Taviuni rugby side on track at the Savu Savu Sevens, but up next is Anna with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. ATH rolls out 4G network to increase broadband service. And in growing Fiji, FRA works on the Ndaku and Cuba roads in Tailevu. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singatoka. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Koroko, Singatoka. I love listening to Gold FM.
Only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Surrey. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Mariva. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Aochiga, Singatoka.
Gold FM, only the classic.
Leading business tonight, Amalgamated Telecom Holdings Limited is rolling out its 4G network to increase the quality of broadband service in the country. Fiji International Telecommunications Limited Chief Executive George Samisoni says fixed line companies are also looking at increasing fiber cable to homes. Kritika Kumar reports.
The ATH Chief Executive says they are looking at new products and investments that will benefit Fijians.
The product side of things, obviously, all of the markets we're in, we're doing 4G network rollout, so to increase the speed.
The chief executive of Fintel highlighted that ATH will bring in new technologies with mobile 4G and 5G and all the latest developments as Fiji advances in digital era.
That penetration in terms of especially internet will benefit Pacific Islands with the new technologies that ATH brings in and the management skills with that.
He says apart from current products and services, a lot can be done to improve standards.
Well, there's a lot can be done. If you look at the statistics in terms of mobile penetration, the population that's yet to receive internet and enjoy the benefits of all the technologies.
Meanwhile, Fintel's network development activities also continue to focus on the enhancing of its core products and services, including international connectivity, telehousing and co-location services. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
We now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the money market.
The market is getting back to basics, focusing on US Federal Reserve's rate hike outlook. Tomorrow's gathering of central bankers in Jackson Hole will be closely watched as Fed Chair Jerome Powell is to be the featured speaker. Meanwhile, the dollar held on to recent gains as US-China trade negotiations produced no breakthrough. The political uncertainty in Australia may bite the dust as a new Prime Minister was appointed today, but that is unlikely to have a big impact on Reserve Bank of Australia's outlook. On the data front, New Zealand's trade deficit in July widened to a 9-year high, courtesy of a sharp rise in petroleum imports. It rose to $4.4 billion annually in July, the largest deficit since March 2009. And that's all the latest for this week from HFC Bank, Vinaka.
Taking a look at the foreign exchange rate set this morning for the Fijian dollar. While world markets remain volatile, the Fiji dollar made strong gains against our two major trading partners, Australia and New Zealand, and rose slightly against the Japanese yen. It showed minor slippage against other currencies we cover. On the commodities market, the price of oil was on the rise, holding at just under $69 a barrel. Gold fell about $8 to $1,185 per ounce, and silver closed down at $14.49 an ounce. Title surges are one of the major issues faced by the Fiji Roads Authority while undertaking maintenance work on the Ndaku and Cuva roads in Tailevu. The FRA says the two roads are the only access to more than 10 villages in the area. Sanya Nimboila reports.
More than 3 miles away from Nausori town, the Ndaku and Cuva roads are known to many as the only access to the famous picnic spot of Nasilai Beach. The 5-kilometer road maintenance is a challenge, according to the FRA.
The tidal surge from inland, that's making the drainage or discharge outlet difficult for the contractors to clean. And the drainages and also the continuous planting of root crops along the edges of the road.
39-year-old Aserli Rokoiri says the road work will greatly help villagers and tourists.
Yes, great effort by the FRA. Once the maintenance is done, it will enhance our movement from our villages to town, help tourists who frequently visit our villages, and also help us take our goods to the market.
The extensive maintenance work includes grading, resheeting with 150 mm of metal, and removal of high shoulders. It is expected to be completed by the end of next month. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
And that's a wrap from the business desk. Jamie joins you now with sports.
Thank you, Anna, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, competition stiff for spot in Fijian Rua team. And Fiji women's football side thumped Vanuatu in Nations Cup opener. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Sonamir Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Halfback Frank Lomani believes competition levels in the extended Fiji Airways Ndruo squad for a spot in the 23-man team is at its highest. Lomani says players are giving it their role of training to get into the final team for the Australian National Rugby Championship. Marcel Prasad reports.
The struggle is real for the Fijian Drua players as they compete to make it into the final squad. Halfback Frank Lomani, who is likely to be one of the sure starters, says it has been a tough few weeks for the players.
Boys are putting their body on the line, trying to get the start. And like we know, everybody won't get the start.
The local players who have been part of the Skipper Cup and HFC Fairbrother Trophy Challenge have been giving their best shot during training.
The local are putting the hard yards and they're working hard so they can be in the first 23.
With the inclusion of Alifreti Vaitokani, Serupepeli Vularika and Eremasi Randronro, coach Senirusi Servakula has a tough job ahead of him.
There's 11 flying Fijian. We've got Johnny Dyer coming back from New Zealand. These are some of the players that have been with me for the past 4 years.
The Drua takes on Melbourne Rising in its opening match at 3 p.m. at Ratu Kampau Park next Saturday. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The first light Taviuni team are undefeated after 2 days of competition at the Fiji Beta Savu Savu Sevens. The Taviuni-based team are dubbed one of the favourites to win the competition tomorrow. John Tomori reports.
It is no secret that the Taviuni team are looking to add the Fiji Beta Savu Savu Sevens title to their trophy cabinet.
It's our goal from back from the island. It's our goal to reach the final, and we have to win the game.
Despite being undefeated, the side knows they'll have to step up their game for the finals.
Pool game today, we have won the game, and we have waiting for the pool quarterfinal tomorrow. So we have to brush some of the mistake today. So we have to reach the final tomorrow.
Competition has been tough, and they're expecting their opponents to be just as eager as they are for the win.
We just want to take one game at a time at the moment. We never underestimate any of our opponent at the moment, but we're just trying to get things together and win each game at a time.
With the defending champions in no-show, the qualifying teams will be out to claim the Fiji Beta Savu Savu Sevens title for themselves. John Tabore, FBC Sports.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports is assisting the development of rugby clubs from remote communities in Fiji through the provision of proper training resources. A rugby club in the interior of the Mboa province has been equipped with a new gym set to help players with training. Elna Turangivu with the details.
Rugby clubs in the rural and remote communities in Fiji often lack proper training gear and facilities, and this affects their performance on the field.
When teams from here play against teams from Viti level that are well equipped with training resources, you will notice the difference in their level of fitness, their strength and stamina. You can see it in their defense, their attack.
A year ago, the Sawani Brothers Rugby Club in Mboa requested for a new gym set to allow the players to work on their strength and conditioning.
This year we played in a Mari 7s in Viti level, and we saw how weak we were compared to those teams. So we decided that if we want to be better, we have to have proper training gear.
The new gym equipment, worth approximately $15,000, was handed over to the club yesterday and is part of the Ministry of Youth and Sports' aim of developing sports at the grassroots level.
I know that in the not-too-distant future, we will be able to see the transformation that this new equipment will do for the players. And who knows, maybe one day, one of them will don the national jumper.
The Sawani Brothers Rugby Club contains 2 15s teams and 1 7s team, and they are the current holders of Mbo's most prestigious rugby trophy, the Nganga Boka Cup. Eleanor Turangaiwiu, FBC Sports.
The Ramsamy Nasinu Rugby Premier 15s competition hits its final hurdle tomorrow, with defending champions Newtown taking on neighbours FMF Tadirua. The two teams have been in their best form, and a thrilling final is expected at the St. Marcelin Primary School ground in Vatuanga, Suva. John Tambore with the story.
It will be a champion versus champion final when FMF Tadirua plays Premier 15's champion Newtown.
Very high as well, because they are champion as well. So, come the final, the champion was champion. So, with a good match.
Newtown expects a tough tussle.
We've been preparing well. For us, the main issue is for tomorrow is to less mistakes. So the team that does less mistakes, the team that will win.
For the defending champions in Newtown, this will also be a chance to unveil new stars from the community.
The new players, they are in the team last year and this year, and they're building on their confidence that they've seen in Jerry, as Jerry has been there with us during training.
Also, fans will be in for a treat tomorrow as Fiji Airways 7's captain Jerry Tuwai features for his hometown, Newtown, in the final. Nandera will play Flick Vatuanga in the curtain raiser for the 3rd and 4th place playoffs at 10:30 a.m. while the final kicks off at 12:30 p.m. at the same Marcelin grounds tomorrow. John Tabore, FBC Sports.
The Vodafone Fiji women's football side got its OFC Nations Cup qualifiers campaign off to an excellent start, thumping Vanuatu 5-1 in their first match at Churchill Park in Lautoka today. US-based Trina Davis was in a league of her own for the Fijians, scoring a hat-trick, while Thema Nassau and Luisa Tamanito Kula registered a goal each. Fiji led 2-0 at the halftime mark. Meanwhile, in the first match of the tournament, the Solomon Islands beat American Samoa 2-0. We're only a few hours away from the 2018 ICC World T20 East Asia Pacific Sub-Regional Cricket Qualifiers at Albert Park in Suva, with a place to progress towards the World Cup at stake. Expectations are high for the national team as they gun for that spot playing on home soil. Stella Toy with the details.
The Fiji cricket team has 2 qualifying events to overcome if they are to reach the 2020 ICC World T20 tournament in Australia.
So this is the first step for the East Asia Pacific group, and so the top 2 winners, so the first and second from this tournament, will go on to the regional final, which will happen in the first quarter of 2019. They'll be playing against the winner of the East Asia tournament, which will happen in December.
The Fiji National Sports Commission has also pledged its support should the team make it to the second round qualifiers. Meanwhile, Cricket Fiji chairman Mosese Yavalanavanua says with government's help, they should be able to lift the standard of cricket in Fiji.
Our target is to lift cricket to premier sport in the next 8 to 12 years. But with the funding that's available now, I think we'll probably lift cricket much earlier than that.
Fiji plays Vanuatu at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow at Suva's Albert Park. The other 2 teams participating are Samoa and PNG. Stella Taoi, FBC Sports.
Basketball Fiji hosted a 3-on-3 tournament at the Modest City in Suva today as part of its development program. 26 teams competed at the one-day event that was aimed at developing young, talented basketball players for future 3-on-3 matches. Basketball Fiji Chief Operating Officer Laisiasa Pomau also confirmed that the winning team would go on to represent Fiji in a tournament in Indonesia next month.
So this is part of Basketball Fiji's initiative to organize a Basketball for Good event, which is part of the International Basketball Foundation's funding that they've given us. So the International Basketball Foundation is paying for 5 air tickets to go to Bali for the winning team and plus an official.
In today's play of the day, in the opening round of the Northern Trust, Dustin Johnson nearly aced the 232-yard par 3 6th hole. It seemed destined to make a 1 until the ball leapt out. That's it from sports tonight. Catch Angie later on with weather, and in the world of the weird and the wonderful, a look at the roadless town. That's coming up.
Narang golesenya, Obama kita nakas, dorong na kape, na radio Fijuan, nandomoy bit.
Ayaw benyana, kita barong na radio Fijuan, nandomoy bisi, hingatoka.
Guado ilaisa hingatoka, rong na heramakawa na radio Fijuan hingatoka.
Radio Fijuan, nandomoy viti.
In tonight's new media, we take a look at the coolest and safest wireless charger. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello to you and to the weekend. It's Friday and that too a very nice warm one. Well, the whole week was gorgeous with high humidity levels throughout Fiji. But speaking of sunshine, it's the weekend and who doesn't need sunshine on a weekend? Checking out the West Fort today, also lovely and beautiful. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, very sunny and hot. And up in Vanuatu, cool winds and sunshine was a bliss to many. At sea, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 11:30 p.m. with high tide at 5:40 a.m. Sunrise at 6:23. For tomorrow, it's the fun day and you're all good to get on with your out and about as the weather will be mainly dry. Tomorrow's temps, Nandi will be the warmest with highs of 31 degrees, so if you're looking for warm conditions, you know where to be. And looking further on to Sunday, the same very sunny channel will follow. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, how has your 2 weeks holiday been?
Enjoy my school holidays in Suva.
My school holidays was great and finally ready to go back to school.
It was nice and I'm ready to go back to school.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, we take a look at a town that doesn't have any roads. Recapping the main stories for tonight, retrial ordered in Bulitavo and Karunaratne's case. Methodist Church records highest collection and road issues tops discussions between PM and villagers. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment this week, we're asking, should there be more awareness about the pitfalls of working abroad? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day. This shot was taken on a flight over Nandi last week. The prolonged dry spell taking its toll in the Western Division, evident here. The pic was sent in by Glennis Yi Tuitonga. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Bye for now.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबोलुम्बुआ से। जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।